Welcome back to Factorio on the April 2021 community map. So last time I got the purple science going, so that's the last of the science types I needed to do in the final research. And look at what I need now, it's mostly circuits, and actually this time I've got enough copper now. What I forgot about was plastic, and the plastic needs oil. And actually I have got, because I had the extra mines over here, I've stored up amount of oil, I've stored up amount of light oil, but turns out this is not quite enough of these for the light oil and the oil processing itself. Unfortunately, it looks like I didn't quite leave enough space there, so I might move that somewhere else. Upgrading these, that should be simple enough, just copy paste that to there. And so what I'm thinking is, I'm probably not going to do a very large one, I just need something that works for now, so I'm thinking I'll put this here instead, and basically come up this way. In fact, I could actually make some more of those right now. And so by doing that then there's going to be light oil and water there again, and I've got the water here. These will just be mirrored on there, and that should be light oil. So that's going to look like that. And what I'm thinking here is basically doing this way, the way this is laid out. I can repeat this one another time here. And I'm going to see if that's enough for the time being. As for the light oil itself, that needs to come across at some point. But since these are 3 tiles wide and I've only used up 2 tiles, I should just be able to go, I can't quite reach, go through one of the empty tiles like so. And so it's still got the same pump condition over there. And hopefully that will work through that 16k of stored up oil. And checking plastic, we can already see it starting to go back up. So this is how much plastic I built before, but basically this is because I had some oil stored up. Well, specifically gas stored up, and then once that gas was consumed it dropped right down. But with this it's going back up to what, 700, maybe I'll get to 800, so that's going to be pretty near to where it was there. At least until my oil reserves run out, because I've only got the 2 there and the 2 there. And I think the nearest one's over there, so I'm not sure if I need to go and get that or not. Oh, and everything seems to be working quite well. The mine, as I expected, doesn't go any large attacks, so the turrets around it are working fine. And with the ammo being automatically delivered here, it's making it a lot easier. I'm not going to worry about this running out. So these turrets along here, and the same for these ones, they're handling it quite well. So looking forwards towards the rockets, so I only need rocket fuel, which I guess actually, I just did this to make light oil. Well, to make gas, but actually I need to use the light oil probably more for the rocket fuel. So what I'm going to do is extend that over. So this has not got the circuit condition on it, because the condition's over there on this pipe, not on this one. And I guess I can do the rocket fuel up here. And that's probably out the way for the time being. So to make the rocket fuel, did I just link the wrong pipe? Yes I did. Yeah, let's just redo that. So to make the rocket fuel, which is this one here, I need solid fuel and light oil. So I'm just going to use light oil to solid fuel there, because that's easy. And rather than try and work out the ratio, I think for this, because I've not got any other particular purpose with solid fuel. And even if I did, it would be a small amount, basically to provide fuel to locomotives, so to trains. So I'm just going to go with direct insert from there to there. Actually, I think if I move that one tile over, there, when I put this on here, then what I can do is use an underground pipe on that. That will be the light oil, so that links there. And I'm pretty sure I can put 3 of these on one power pole. Yeah. So I can then have that. I go in another power pole there. And should be able to do a mirror of this nice and easily. So 3 more there. And they're just going to mirror. A really bad job of pasting that inside. They're going to mirror that, and I just need to bring the light oil across, basically across here somewhere. So like this. Oops, didn't actually press the Q button on the right thing. So that's going to give me quite a few of those. Need to make some more things. I don't know, 12 of those. Not going to work out the mass because I just need to launch one rocket and basically I want burst production rather than long-term sustainable production on that. So they'll build that, and then I should actually build all those inserters I forgot. That'd be good. So that's 3 there, 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 and there. It's going to come along here. And I'm going to fill up a chest here. Now let's go store, let's say 5 stacks, because I can use a requester chest since I've got the logistics research done. So the requester chest is going to actually store the output. And so this here is going to make basically light oil into rocket fuel. Oh, and something I forgot, inserters between these and these. The next new thing I'm going to need is concrete to make the actual rocket. So concrete here, this requires iron ore, stone and water. So I've got the stone bricks here, water here, and I can get the iron ore from over here. I think that's going to be easiest. So if I essentially put one of those there, make that the concrete, that can be pumped off easy enough. And for iron ore, what I'm thinking is, because it's a bit slightly tricky, but I think up there I've left space. These have a lot of underground belts to put a splitter in there. Actually, I've got a better idea. So I've already got this belt here, but this belt here is mixed. So the obvious place to bring the belt across would be basically there, with the caveat that basically that there is going to get stuck. So what I think I can do is I need to adjust that slightly so I can have one more tile of space. And then just disable that for a second. If this was to be a thing, that's not going to work because I want the iron ore to go down still. What I want to do is have a power pole and a filter inserter, because that way it keeps going in both directions, but does give priority to the concrete. Now this does break the ratio, so this will mean there's not enough iron ore, even if this belt was full, for the whole set of furnaces. But since concrete's only for a few special things, I don't need mass production, I'm not going to concrete the entire base. So the amount of concrete actually needed is quite low, really, because each one of those iron ores makes 10. I think I need 1,000, so that's only 100 actual iron ore. So a lot of the time this will be backed up and it'll just let the iron ore go down anyway. So this will then need inserter there, and somewhere to store its output. Find a red box, I seem to have not got one. So I said 1,000, I'm just going to let it store them all there for the moment. And then this, I say, I can just come over there and I'll put a pump down. Like so, so one pump. Pumps don't actually use up any power, so it's not like it's wasteful in any real way. They're very cheap and they use very little power. And make the power actually link up. Actually, I'm going to limit this to here. I'm going to make a request box down where I want to build the rocket. And that's going to request all the stuff that I need. So for the rocket, somewhere around here is probably good. If I was going to do space science, then I can have the space science packs. So I can come down there, come along there, and to these laboratories nice and easily. So coming back to this. So I needed that, pardon me, 1,000 concrete. Now let's just check the other requirements. So rocket silo, 200 electric engines, 200 process units, 1,000 steel, and the pipes. So the pipes aren't really an issue. I might as well have them here anyway. So pipes, steel, processing units. Is that 200? And electric engines, change that to 200. And if I make this in the area, so let's just find a robot that can go there. Then the robots will bring that over for me. Electric engines I might not have a thing for, but I'm thinking is I've got this here made for yellow stars, that's an option, and that's the actual one I did for the robots, that's probably the better one. Probably doesn't matter, but this one here is just one belt. One belt would be a bit simpler. So again, get a requester chest, and then it's going to request over here. And probably need, actually I don't want to put that there. No, I don't actually want the robot frames, I want the electric engines, which is this one. Definitely be useful to put the right item in the box. So I can just take them off this belt here. And since I've got as many robots as I need for the time being, then these are just essentially idle. So something I've noticed is I'm making more low density trucks than I need right now, and they're backing up both sides of the transport belt. I guess I want some storage for the rocket anyway, and I don't really want to try and figure out limiting this to the right speed. So what I'm going to do is do that so that they just go on the one side of the belt, and essentially that halves how many are going to be stored on the belt by the time it backs up all the way. And this can also be my storage for actually building the rocket, because I need, I think, 800 or 700 and something of them. And actually the main reason why I care about that is so that once that's backed up, it will back up the plastic, and then it can basically all balance how much plastic goes between red circuits and low density structures. Actually, I think although I have not got the production, it's already using up more oil than I'm producing. Since I've got oil stored up, and I probably should have stored more going back a couple of hours and made like a lot more of these. But since I've got a little bit of buffer, what I'm thinking is I can probably do a short term. I need to move that pipe, don't I? But I'll put 3 more down short term, and then I'll just move this, I guess. I can fit over there, I think. So instead of there, because that was getting in the way of the 3rd refinery. So then that can go. If that goes there, then that can go there. And this will just let me go through this stored up oil a little bit faster. And yeah, I think probably a mistake that I should have like a couple of hours ago. If we look at the oil production for past 10 hours, you can see basically 3 hours ago my capacity filled up. So that's when I got the new oil, and you get that fast burst because it's a new oil plant. So you can see as the oil wells gradually deplete, it goes down slowly. So I got that burst there, and then the tanks filled up, and I kind of lost a lot of production potential there. Just imagine if I had kept along at that rate. In fact, you can kind of see, because the oil here, well, the reason why this is lower than this is because of the depletion. So it'd have been like there maybe, but I'd have got all this oil like, it's the area below the graph rather than the peaks that matters. So adding tier 3 modules, I think the problem I'm going to have, I just put those all there and get rid of that entirely. So what I'm going to have probably is I should have built this in the opposite direction. Because what's going to happen is the red circuits are going to get used up by the thing first. And since there's not very many red circuits right now, basically because of oil, which is why I was upgrading that, that is going to be a bit of an issue. The other thing to work out here, because I kind of made that a bit messy, I think I can do that, is basically how to put the tier 3 productivity modules in. I do want those as well. What I'm thinking is if I put that there, power, that can reach across, that can reach there, there, and there. And that'll give me those tier 3s I need. But again, I'm actually waiting on red circuits. And so I got 20 process units as well, so this will take a long time to back up, and it represents a pretty large resource investment. So what I think I'll do is I'm just going to disable the belt here, so only 2 of the 6 can run. Because the moment this has got a lot of the red circuits kind of going to it, and actually, like, but this might be enough process units to do everything. I just need them for the modules. Really, I've got quite a lot of yellow science now. I'm just on the final thing, so it's really for these things here and a little bit more yellow science maybe. Actually, I just realised I did lie about that. Maybe I want to move this box as well. What's actually... It's going to be tricky, isn't it? What I can do... You know, I guess I'll just let the robots figure it out. So if I cut that over there, then they'll pick up all that stuff, store it somewhere, and then put it in there. So what this is for is because I also need these rocket control units. So this needs a speed module every 30 seconds and a process unit. So actually that's why I lied, I do need those process units for one more thing. So every 30 seconds, speed modules take 15 seconds because that's the same thing I've got down here. So that means that one speed module thing, if this is the speed modules, can feed 2 of the rocket control units, like so. So that can then do that. Click insert, that wants red and green, but this also wants the blue ones, the processing units. So processing units down there, then that can be there, and rocket control units on there, and then the rocket will just have to go further down, I guess. So that would be another belt. Link those up there. And how many else are build of the other thing? 12. So what? That's 4, 6, 8. I hope I didn't hit that. No. 10, 12. That's about the same numbers, isn't it? Let's go with that. And the other convenient thing actually is you can use a copy of this belt here for that. And I guess I'll use those process units there as well since they are just there. Then for the actual rocket, I need a bit over 300 of each, so I think I can do it if I have 6 boxes. I'm going to store 350 of each thing. Yeah, no, actually, let's just do them in order. So 350, 350. I think they hold 480 maximum, but that would be too many. So 350. Could also be some stored like on the belt and stuff. So this is hopefully going to be a little bit less wasteful. 350 of those. Need one more of those, and then 350 of the rocket fuel as well. And then with the productivity, that should give me a rocket easily. The productivity freeze really for the rocket because you're saving such a huge amount on one item. So then basically the rocket will go there. There'll be inserters, and now what I want to try and do is get these beacons made. That's the research I'm doing directly afterwards, as long as I've got some spare research. Because speed modules would help with making this faster. But that's going to be a low priority, that's after I've got the research, because if I'm limited on how quickly I can actually make stuff because of resources, I think it's better to get the rocket silo built, get the research done, and then start making it rather than having speed modules. They're definitely going to be the lowest priority thing. Looks like I went out of repair packs over here, so I guess I'm going to have to bring some repair packs with me. And I can use the train to get a hitch a ride on the train over here, basically. Oh, and the train ran out of fuel. Okay, I guess I never set it up to be automatic, did I? Well, let's go fix that as well. So for that one, I'm going to want is to put some coal somewhere, so there seems good. Then replace this with a steel box. And the steel box, that can just request a stack of coal. And that'll be fine for keeping the locomotive fed. And resolving this issue, and let's just put the coal, actually I didn't want to hitch a ride, put the coal in there. And that's going to fix that nice and quickly. I think everything was actually destroyed over here, so the wall set was destroyed. Did they get the spare walls? They have spare walls anyway, they should construction. Actually, why didn't they construction drone it already before I got here? Sometimes I wonder if the repair turrets, their construction ability glitches. Because I feel like they should have placed that before I even got here. Also seem to not be repairing that at all, do they? Maybe they'll repair it when it gets damaged next. Not sure, I've noticed that a few times with repair turrets, I've not quite nailed it down. Sometimes they seem to not build or repair something I think they should. And this time it's literally next to it, so that's definitely something up there. And as I expected, this has now started to back up here. So this will balance itself down to an equilibrium. And then this will just run at the speed it needs to, because this will now get more of the plastic, because you can see the plastic is half backed up. So kind of waiting game now. I think the shotgun turrets, looking at like this, even with bases like nearby and like they're right on top of my pollution clouds over here as well in the desert, these shotgun turrets, even just 4 of them, aren't really having a problem. And I've not even got like piercing ammo. Like the only issue I had before really was the copper issue of like just making enough ammo, like because I didn't have enough copper. But this is all like mostly backed up now. I've got over 1,000 stored up and plenty of copper. In fact, I think the copper is backlogged up to here anyway. So for military, I'm not really like sensing any pressure now, and I'm not really sure about behemoths. Like if behemoths did turn up, I could probably just do some more shotgun upgrades. I kind of feel the same happens in the Factorio, to be honest, as well. Once you get past the mid game. We've basically put, as long as you have the piercing ammo, so basically this ammo I find is good enough, and you can always upgrade it to nuclear if you like really feel the pressure, but honestly I tend not to need that. So kind of waiting game. So I thought was I'll just put some like these speed modules that I'm not using right now, I put them in the pump jack so I can get oil quicker, because more oil means more circuits, which is basically my limiting factor. So I think the other optimization I'll do is let's go disable that for the moment, because I've already got these low density structures on here, and we just think I'd use those as the buffer to make the rockets, but since I've actually stored them up in this chest over here anyway, these here essentially could just be for the science packs, and I need another, I think 700 science packs to finish this. Yeah, 700 to finish this, and then that's actually pretty cheap. Probably, I'm not actually counting them, I'm just going to see how many I get before this depletes, basically. And I guess there could be some argument for putting the tier 1 productivity modules in stuff. I'm I really should one of these days do the maths on that. I'm not sure if it's a net benefit or not, to be completely honest, because I'm using these tier 1s to make the science. So if I put them in stuff, then I'm not making science, and then how long does it take, like in a lab, for them to pay themselves back? Because you think in a lab it takes, where is it? So in a lab it's plus 4%, so then I need 4% less essentially of the science packs, but how long does that 4% take to pay off the 5 red circuits? I'm not sure. So nearly there. I was wondering what I was going to do if I do beacons. What I think I can do is if I have 4 of them like this, then I can have 2 of those, because the beacons, if you're going to need copper cable, I don't have any copper cable being stored right now, so I want to get copper plates made into copper cable. But copper cable is made really fast, so I can just make that in one thing, direct insert it. And then if I took some press the chest, I can just put those there and there. That'll supply all 4 of those. Actually, I need one for the cable as well, so that'll be one for copper. So copper in there, other stuff in there like that. And give us some power poles, and that'll give me 4 of these. So these 2 would be copper cables. Actually, I guess I need to go get some more of those. Yeah, these 2 will be copper cables, then 4 things for the transmitters. And we have not got very many modules anyway right now, so that'll more than make up for how many modules I've got. In fact, I might even end up making beacons with just like tier 1 or tier 2 modules. Also wondering if I maybe didn't make enough of these. So these have been running more or less at full speed, although they have been gradually getting through the backed up process units. I could guess I could take these ones and so forth. But look at this, I've only got about 600 or so of those. I think I need 750, 780, something like that total. So I might end up waiting on the rocket control units in the end, regardless of how many beacons I actually build, which would be a bit of annoyance. Actually, as I said, I built 12. I actually built 24 of these, so when I built 12, I should have built like 12 and 12. But even if I did, I'm not sure if I'd ever had enough process units for it anyway. And that's pretty much down to oil. Even though I put those speed modules in the oil, you can see this oil has run out completely with the speed modules boosting those. Rocket tech is done, so I can pick up that stuff and make my silo. Actually, I might also pick up this. I stored my stuff in there because in order to store all the stuff for the rocket launch pad, basically I didn't have enough spare slots, so I just put them in a steel chest. But as soon as that's done, a robot should build this, and then it should start building the rocket for me. One rocket underway, and put the productivity modules I have got in it as well. And that's just pretty much a waiting game to get this finished. Actually, I forgot one of the modules. Let's do that one too. Effect transmission, very nearly done. As soon as that's done, I can then add this. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. They can immediately start making stuff. And I've not actually got any more research I need to do right now. It's all going to come down to basically just boosting this rocket. And, well, maybe boosting these up. Oh, they've started running out of process units, haven't they? Put the process units in there. So it's going to come down to, yeah, boosting the process units or the rocket. I'm not actually sure yet which one's going to be the slowest aspect. So first ones of those underway, they're almost done. And this hasn't actually gone through the backlog of components yet. I'm pretty sure I have enough of all of these, it's just these I'm not sure on. But I guess I could check. If I go to all rocket control, how many have I made in total? I think I still have like maybe another 60 to make. And yeah, there's plenty of those. So a couple of those up. Put the modules I've got in. Have I got any more modules? I have got 2 more there. I should have picked those up before. That was my bad. That can start making the next one. But yeah, actually I'm going to end up making the beacons a lot faster. I've got the modules because I had very little surplus for those. So I guess that wasn't too ideal either. Now just a waiting game really to see which ones, how long this takes. It's going to be done sooner or later. Just a question of do I run out of Actually, I'm pretty sure I'm going to run out of rocket control units now. I just have to wait for these to make the rocket control units, and then I'll be done. Alright, the rocket is done, so it looks like I got about perfect on the control units, so now I can launch it and see what my score is. Definitely well past the 8-hour mark though, unfortunately. Oh yeah, almost 11 hours. And that is a lot of stuff I killed. And quite a lot of stuff they killed, so... Well, the rocket turret, I guess that's kind of a self-kill if I recall. What else do we have here? They actually destroyed too much. So they destroyed 19 seconds of wall. Which is what I was saying, they're not really breaking through it. They broke through it maybe a couple of times in places. Gates, I can't remember, was that? I can't actually remember when they destroyed the gates. A couple of electric poles. Actually anything too big on here. A couple of gun turrets, that's kind of annoying. Roboport. I thought there should be some assembly machines. Is it just stuff I self-killed? I probably did self-kill stuff with rockets. So okay, I decided to come over here. So yeah, it's a shame the stuff I killed. So somehow I destroyed my own wall. I think this might have been when the rocket turret basically hit my own base. Don't recall destroying a roboport though, that's quite interesting. I definitely don't recall that happening. Somehow destroyed... Oh, I never owned a second rocket turret. That was the second one I was going to have fun with, and then it immediately just killed itself. But yeah, so... Definitely lots of biters killed though. And yeah, so this is what I was looking at, this is what I was thinking more, yeah. So they destroyed over 124 construction drones. That's pretty much to be expected. The point of construction drones, I said, is I'll go stand on the acid and basically get themselves killed. Lost a lot of gun turrets, so it's the gun turret phase where I was really finding stuff like challenging. Before I got having enough resource for basically armor piercing rounds. Shotgun turrets lost far fewer of those, probably mostly when I was pushing against their bases. That's how I lost the car as well. And then early on they did actually hit me a few times. I did lose quite a few early miners, early furnaces, even lost a bunch of electric furnaces. That was quite annoying early on. But yeah, other than like this early on stuff, not really much died. Once I got on top of it, and especially once I got piercing ammo. Well, not let's go call it piercing ammo. So basically the shotgun ammo uses copper and iron, similar to the piercing ammo. And as far as like effectiveness against armoured biters go, it seems to be about the same because a lot of damage per shot. I guess if I was to leave this running for a bit longer, maybe once behemoth biters start turning up, I might want piercing shotgun rounds for behemoth biters. So yeah, I think overall, maybe if behemoth biters start turning up, might need to upgrade these. Behemoth biters have a lot more armor resistance, so I guess that could be a reason to go for the piercing shotgun. Probably still won't need the arsenal like extra. I think it's like explosive shotgun and incendiary shotgun stuff. I probably still wouldn't need those for behemoths. It's mostly just the fact that going from the 8+9, or rather 5+9, let's read it properly, up to 8+14 would be basically it deals with their flat armor a lot better. And it's the same reason to go from regular ammo to armor piercing rounds. But I think that'll be all for today. I'll have a think about what I'm going to do next. I have heard that because one of the things we didn't use on the Rampant mod was I think there was some like enhanced biters. If you go to mod settings. Okay, I think it's this one. It's enable new enemies. This was disabled for this monthly map. So basically it has all these types. So I've not actually played with those before, so I might be interested to go and try that. I know it adds like elemental, like certain damage types are more effective. What I don't know is it makes them harder overall. But it would definitely be a reason then to want to use the different damage types. But that'll be all for today, so I hope you've enjoyed this so far. Be sure to like and subscribe, and open notifications to see whatever it is that is coming up next.